couple lost. Hey. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOC, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. LOC, we got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Let's go. We gotta wake up the sheep. While people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work and now we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We setting straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews, there be no lies. With it, there be won't doubt. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that. We got them nations in warfare. We a separate nation. No explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. With the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. We gotta bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring that. 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 I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOC bringing in light. Shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up the nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your cross beat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. Used to be teaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons. Blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring that out. 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 I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. LOC. We gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah. Hey. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOC, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work and now we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We setting straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews, there be no lies. With it, there be won't doubt. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that. We got the nations in warfare. We a separate nation. No explanation. People, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. With the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. We gotta bring that. 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 I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that. Get the truth in the form of a show. of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing that light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your cross beat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. You should be preaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring that out. 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 I say them Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. LOZ, we gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah, hey. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. LOZ, got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work and now we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We killing demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it no cosign. With it keep the law. We gon' levitate. Freedom Jews. There be no lies. With it there be won't doubt. With it for the truth. I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that. We got the nation.
Shalom, family. Shalom.
No explanation. People
about to get started. You know what it is. You know what it is. It's your Captain Shamshawan. I'm in the building with your boy, Captain Number One. You know who was just on the ones and twos, the fours and ones. That's that DJ Baruch. You can catch him spinning at the Feast of Dedication. We're going to have the system set up. You know what we're going to do. We're going to bring it out, that good righteous music, that good slow music, all that good music to have us doing our little two-step for the Most High. You know how it is. And we back at it again at that Bring That Out radio show. You feel me? We about to dive into two hot topics, maybe a little more. You feel me? We about to deal with, what's the crazy girl name? Brittany Griner?
Brittany Smokey Griner.
Okay, there we go. And we're going to dab on Kanye West. Was in the clubhouse, you feel me? We had the powerful Captain Tazariak from ISUBK dealing with him. You feel me? They had closed that room down. Right. The room was up. It was popping. Kanye was in there, name dropping, and they shut the room down. I think WAC 100 got him to come on. You feel me? So he was talking this piece, and Captain Tazariak was able to go up and ask the brother a few questions. You feel me? We got some skippings to that coming up. So we about to get on and get this thing popping and get it started. You feel me? What you got for me, Captain?
All praise be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Shout out again to the brother, Captain Tazariak of the ISBK under the mighty Commanding General Yohana, man. Shout out to the brothers that made that clubhouse room possible to allow us to be able to spread this word and give us an opportunity to spread out this word in a bigger platform, right? Because even the scriptures tell us that, our people respect our people that has the money, right? That have the status in the society. They extol those words versus our words. The brothers that go out to the highways and byways, some of you may have 9 to 5s and etc. Some of you, probably make less than $13 an hour. So they extol these guys' words higher than ours, even though we're saying the same thing, right? And it's very powerful that these things, that the Most High is having these things happen, especially some of the things Kanye West said, is so powerful because we could tie it back into the scriptures, how he made the connection that he's an Israelite, because he tells us in his interview. We're about to play the interview today. So please like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and share this link. Share the link. We want to see 100 people in the room. Share the link. We're going to play at the interview, and we're going to skip through through different timestamps of the video, and we're gonna analyze it and see what's being said. Because that brother Tazariak, how he brought out this information, how he questioned the brother, did a A1 job on how he did it. Because he's known for his debates and how he present, how he orientate his words and these type of platforms. The brother very smooth with how he present his words and his questions, especially to how he interviewed Kanye West. So we're gonna analyze that. And before we go right into it, we're gonna go talk about Brittany Griner as well. So like I said, please share the link, family. Share the link. Shalom, Sister Isha. All right, we're gonna share right now. We're gonna go right into the books.
What are we starting with? All right, family. Balls, while you get the script real quick, but I bring it up. As you know, we always start with that favorite script. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. Mm-hmm. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahweh, giving thanks to the power and the Abba by him.
So everything we say, everything we do, man, we give all honor, all glory, and all authority to the Most High God, the Most High God, in the name of his beloved Son, Mashiach Yahweh. So one of the scriptures I want to read, we're going to read Colossians 3 and 23. And we're going to read down to verse 24. Actually, to verse 25. Because all three of these verses have to do with our topics today. Go ahead and start off.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, heartedly, as of the Most High, and not unto men.
So everything we do it. We give the Most High 100% of our skill, our ability. Everything he gave us to be able to minister this word and orientate it, we give the Most High 110% of our energy, our spirit when we do something, especially for the Most High God. Because we're not doing it for the man, we're doing it for the Most High God at the end of the day. Some of you brothers probably looking at it, okay, this is the UPK and etc. They're the ones who got the victory. Like just like a lot of you brothers probably looked at Israelites United in Christ, right? Under Bishop Nathaniel Allah of that organization. You guys are looking at it as if it's just that school or that camp. You always got to remember, the world don't look at it as if it's Tazariak of the ISBK under Commanding General Yohana. They don't look at it as Israelites united with Christ under Bishop Nathaniel Allah. They don't look at it like that. They look at it as the Hebrew Israelites was supporting Kyrie Irving. The Hebrew Israelites interviewed Kanye West. The Hebrew Israelites are the ones that's pushing out this word, this information. The world don't really know, okay, you're wearing this shirt, so that means you're part of this organization. You're wearing this garment, that means you're part of this organization. You wear your hair flipped over to the left, so you're part of that camp in New York and etc. They don't look at it like that. They're looking at us as one big thing, one big movement. And that when that brother did that interview, it was a W, it was a win for all of us in the nation of Israel. Just like the class last week, we said what? We said give yourself a round of applause. Because on Saturday, we got another W. We got another opportunity to push this word out on in a larger scale.
Yep.
So go ahead and continue reading, Cap.
Verse 24. Knowing that the Most High, he shall receive. Knowing that of the Most High, ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
So because you know that you're doing it for the Most High God, you also got to understand that the Most High is the one who's going to give the reward at the end of the day. You're going to receive the reward of the inheritance. What's the inheritance? The land of Israel. Going back home in the land of Israel under the new covenant. These are the things that's promised of us. That's the reward that we should desire at the end of the day. So don't look at it as if it's something carnal. I see the brother putting co-ops and etc. in the chat. It's not about that. You got to look at it about the amount of people that probably woke up from hearing Kanye West say that in that chat. The amount of people's faith that's been confirmed because of that interview. You got to look at it in a grander scale, because that's what separates you from being your average Joe in the nation and that leadership mentality, right? That leader mentality. Because as leaders in the nation of Israel, because not all of us is born, not all of us are leaders. You're born a leader, right? And most I just manifest that spirit. So as a leader, you look at it, okay, how is this going to affect us all in totality as a nation?
Yep.
That's how you got to look at it. How does it affect all of us? What's the ramifications behind this, right? What's the plus behind us doing this? And this is definitely a plus, because a lot of our people worship Kanye West as if he's a Mashiach Yahweh. Them hearing that he's converting to righteousness, that's going to make them, okay, I want to be righteous. You know, I want to serve Yahushua. I want to serve the Most High. I want to keep these commandments. So you got to look at it like that. So go ahead and continue.
For ye serve the Adawan of Mashiach Yahushua. Verse 25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong.
Now, this is for the Brittany Griner thing, because we could go right into it. It's not going to be a long show today, probably be an hour, maybe an hour and a half. For somebody like Brittany Griner, the scripture say, he that doeth wrong shall what?
Shall receive for the wrong, which he have done. And there is no respect of persons.
There is no respect of persons with the Most High God. There's no respect of persons for the Most High God. So we're going to go right into it. Before we go into that, we're going to get Luke 21 and 26 real quick. Luke 21, 26 real quick. 1 second. Let me see if I remember it. Luke 21. Okay, there you go. Luke 21, 36. While we go over these interviews, go ahead.
All right. Luke chapter 21 and verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always.
So the Most High tells us to watch therefore and pray ye always. We got to pay attention to what's going on around us. This is why we go through these current events, what's going on amongst our people. Because you notice we don't do interviews about Esau killing Esau.
Yep.
Right? Esau robbing Esau while he's trying to rob Ishmael. So we don't give a damn about what they do. You know, hopefully they blow each other up. We don't really care. But we're going to go over the things that has to do with our people, though. Go ahead.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
Now, I remember the Minister Marshaw, shout out to Minister Marshaw, the child began. I remember he said the scripture in our soldiers class when we used to have it, you know, when we used to be a part of that a couple years ago. He said, if you're not paying attention to the news, you're not paying attention to what's going on around you in our communities in the world. What if Esau put a decree out there? All Israelites have to be locked up and put in detainment centers. The whole time you watching Netflix, you're watching the Jeffrey Dahmer series, right? Not watching the news, not watching what's going on. The whole time, Mr. White Man at your door, already kicking your doors down, slamming you on your coffee table.
Yep.
But you would have had a game on that if you was paying attention to what's going on around you. So we're gonna go right into it. So, Kat, you want to say anything before?
No, let's dive into it. We're doing Brittany.
Okay, we're gonna go over Brittany Smokey Griner. So everybody who's seen that class that me and Minister Marshall, me and Minister Shalom went over about the Brittany Griner case. You know, we expected her honestly to be stuck in Russia. To be honest, we weren't expecting her to be free, but we see that America folded and decided to trade the Merchant of Death, Victor Bout. And we're going to read a little bit about Victor Bout again.
The Lord of War.
The Lord of War, the Merchant of Death. I don't know a nigga yet, right? And I know a couple brothers that do wild stuff that's nicknamed the Merchant of Death or the nigga of death yet. For somebody to be nicknamed the Merchant of Death, that says a lot. Right? This means this guy catch bodies for breakfast.
Yep. And
they trade him over for a 7-foot tall proven domestic violent woman that cannot stop smoking weed in a country she knows that she's not supposed to be smoking weed in. Politically, we look at it politically, right? And I'm, to be honest, I'm mad for Esau. You know, I'm mad for him. Because politically, why would you trade an asset to the Russians during their war with the Ukrainians, whom you're funding, for this person right here who wants to be a man? She don't know if she want to be a man or not. Right, you got something on it?
No. I was just saying with the dude, we're going to get to it as you talk about the dude. The reason I say the Lord of War, if anybody ever saw that movie with Nicolas Cage, he was a gun runner, selling guns to everyone. You feel me? And that's what this man do. He sell arms. So if there's a conflict going on in a state,
right,
he's profiting. He's selling guns to both sides. Y'all kill each other. Let me get broke off. And I'm going to sell guns to everybody and anybody. I don't want to touch a person, but I'm going to be responsible for a lot of deaths.
Right. One of the things that one of his attributes I keep stressing when you read about him is that his severe indignation towards America.
That part.
A serious hatred towards America. And right now with this proxy war going on in Ukraine, you decide to trade Russia's asset. You gave them the Stephen Curry of Mother Russia for Brittany Griner. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, it's like, I'm talking a lot, but we're gonna go into the article, family. We're gonna go into the article.
God.
It's like we have Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar is known, or Haman during the time of Esther, known enemies of the Israelites, known for killing and destroying our people. And they got R. Kelly, right, in Persia or Babylon, who's known for messing around with little girls. Would you consciously make the trade and give them Nebuchadnezzar for R. Kelly?
No.
Hell
Even
no.
though he make good music, your ass will have to sit
Listen,
down.
he don't know how to step in the name of love his ass in captivity over there, because we're not going to give our enemies their asset to come and destroy us.
Nope.
We're not gonna do that. So politically, that was a dumb move already. So we're gonna go right into it. Also, Donald Trump had comments on this, so we're gonna stress that as well. Donald Trump has branded Brittany Griner an American-hating basketball player and repeated his an American-hating basketball player.
Did I say Haiti?
Hating. So like,
Hating. Okay. I'm about to say Haiti. Hold on now.
The words. American hating basketball player, and repeated his claim that 2020 presidential election was rigged in his latest social media outburst on Friday. Griner arrived in the U.S. that day after being freed in a prison swap for Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer nicknamed the Merchant of Death, who had been in American custody at the United States near Marion, Illinois. So already, let's analyze something that he said. He called her an American-hating basketball player. Why did he call her an American-hating basketball player? Why? Why did he call her an American-hating basketball player? Because she's supposed to serve who? Her alleged country.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be willing to die for your country, allegedly.
Yep.
We know she's an Israelite, so that's not the case. You should be willing to die for your country, see the embetterment of your country, seeing your country on top of the world as a superpower. Anybody should want to see that for their nation. We want to see the nation of Israel on top of everybody. For you brothers that go on the front lines, you're willing to die for your people at any given second. You understand what I'm saying? So Donald Trump calls her an American-hating basketball player because she's supposed to be willing to get down for America. She's supposed to take the charge for America. She should have took the charge. She should have said, "Hell no, lock me up and throw away the keys." In the mountains of Russia for America. That's what she should have been willing to do. This is why he's calling her an American-hating basketball player. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, it was a clip of her, I guess, when she got off the plane saying some wild stuff. They recorded. I'm trying to find that little clip now. Okay. She said some wild stuff, but Sister Isha said she protested the national anthem on top of it. So, where is it coming from?
Let me continue reading. Okay, Griner arrived in the U.S. that day after being freed in a prisoner swap for Victor Bout. So we're going to read a little bit about Victor Bout so everybody could catch on. Family, like I said, please share the video. We're going to talk about Kanye West. We're going to talk about Kanye West. We got the timestamps. I spoke to the big homie, the chief priest, right, in Atlanta. He gave me some information. Listen, man, share the link. Share the link, man. If I had time, I probably kind of spoke to Captain Cesario and try to get him on here too, man. Share the link, man. Share the link, family. We're going to play the video. So we're going to read a little bit about Victor Bout so everybody can catch on pace who he is, right? Who he is and why he's such a threat to America and why it was a stupid move for America politically to give them back the Merchant of Death. We know a lot of niggas as killers in America, in the nation of Israel. Crips, Bloods, GDs, Gangster Disciples, FS-13, but you will never see not one nigga named the Merchant of Death, man. Nope. I never met that before. A man named Doomsday. Nope. You never hear a brother be called that. So it says a lot about this Edomite already.
They call us gorillas and wild animals,
right?
The Merchant of Death.
So we wanted to read about a little bit about Victor Bout. Are you able to see it, Cap, or you want me to read it?
Zoom in some more.
Just so everybody can see the image, this is Victor Bout right on the right.
Go ahead, read. I can't see that.
You can't see that? All right.
Dang,
all right.
That's your name for you there, boy.
What? Victor Bout, Russian-born, January 13, 1967, is a Russian arms dealer, a weapons manufacturer, and former Soviet military. Now, what's one of the things that we remember about the scriptures that said about Russia, right? And prophecy says this in Ezekiel 38:39. What is Russia trying to do with Ukraine? What is Russia's agenda right now? Russia is trying to come back to being what? the USSR.
Yep.
They're trying to go back to being the Soviet Union when they were at the prime of their strength. And the scriptures talk about it in Ezekiel 38, 39. They are going to go back to being the Soviet Union. They're going to go back to being that power again. Once America destroyed, that hook is them going back to being at their strength again.
Yep.
Right? The hook's being in that jaw of Magog and Gog. So this man is an OG for the Soviet Union.
OG.
If anybody knows anything on how to run it, how to get things in big motion, that's how we say it in Florida. Big motion, right? In their circle, it'll be Victor Bout. He'll be one of those key players that they need. He used his multiple companies. I think you could expound on that, Captain. I'm not going to snitch. His multiple companies to smuggle arms from Eastern Europe to Africa and the Middle East during the 1990s and the early 2000s. So what were some of the key things that was going in the Middle East around the early 2000s? Anybody remember 2001? I was in first grade when this happened.
What?
Yeah, I was in first grade when 9/11 happened. I was in first grade.
Wow.
Right? So, I just, I got the beard. That's all. So a lot of things was going on, especially over there in the Middle East, while he was trading his arms. You understand what I'm saying? And who knows? He probably kind of been one of those guys that was the connecting plugs for these guns.
Is the plug. That's the plug. That's what he is. He is the plug. If you want to know about weapons, hit him up. He got you.
Or you can hit up Captain Shenshwan.
We ain't discussing that. But he's the plug.
Right.
He's the plug on them arms.
Bout gained the nicknames the Merchant of Death and Sanction Buster. All right.
Sanction Buster.
So what's a Sanction Buster? Let's take a look at that. What's a Sanction Buster? All right.
What do they put on countries?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna have you look at it. Look it up, Captain, while we continue reading. After British Minister Peter Hine read a report, right there, Sanctions Buster, had a report to the United Nations in 2003 on Bout's wide-reaching operations. So he had operations going on. He was trading arms from Eastern Europe to Africa and the Middle East during the 1990s and early 2000s. I believe they had war with Afghanistan and Iran or Iraq during this time. Right? You read it? You found out what it is?
Yeah, I figured I already knew what it was.
All right, go ahead and read that for me. What's the Sanction Buster for the family on the line?
The deliberate disregarding of sanctions that are enforced against a state, organization, etc. And as y'all know, when they talk about they putting a sanction on, for example, we want to put a sanction on Haiti where we don't ship them no good food. But if you're a person who don't care about that sanction, I'm gonna ship you whatever you need. That's what he did. They put sanctions on certain countries. Oh, we're not gonna send you nothing. Don't when they was going around talking about they got weapons of mass destruction. Right. Oh, he got weapons of. Oh no, we got it. We don't ship nothing over there. They can't use that petroleum, whatever it is, to make them bombs. He got it on deck. He got it in the garage. You can order it from him over the phone, text message, or hit him up on IG. That dude there, the war of merchants, he's going to get it for you. That's what that means. He don't care about nan sanction. I'm going to get this guap up. But go ahead. That's what a sanction buster is. He can care less about it. You put sanctions on it. NATO putting sanctions on, what's the other country they just put a sanction on? Just look it up. He don't care about it. That's what pretty much the definition is.
After British Minister Peter Hine read a report to the United Nations in 2003 on Bout's wide-reaching operations, extensive clientele. So he had heavy motion. He had clientele, heavy clientele, and willingness to bypass embargoes.
That's embargoes. Same thing. We're going to go past that because I'm going to ship it through this company and they ain't going to say nothing to us.
So
I'm going to hit some money up to the foremen that's working at the ports. We're going to get this stuff in here to you.
So this is already off the chain already. So there's more to it. This guy needs a Netflix series ASAP. A concentrated Netflix. This is a Netflix series in itself. 3 seasons in itself. Bout was arrested in 2008 in Thailand on terrorism charges by Royal Thai Police. In cooperation with American authorities and Interpol, the U.S. ambassador to Thailand, Eric G. John, requested his extradition to the U.S., which was eventually mandated by Thai High Court in 2010. Bout was accused of intending to sell arms to a U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration.
DEA informant.
So who is he working with?
Who?
It says right there, he was working with who? with the U.S. if I remember correctly.
No, I mean when it says that a DA informant, he's undercover.
Oh,
that's what that means. He's undercover. He's going in pretending he's one person, and he's about to try to buy up. Oh, you got that? Sorry, I forget that. It's a couple again, boy.
Like Omar Epps in Too Deep. Right?
Yes, there you go.
Pretending to represent the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia.
You see what I'm saying? Why y'all doing business over in Thailand? Y'all in Thailand talking about what y'all gonna do for Colombia. This is how they get down. They don't do what they're gonna do and need where they need the guns at. No, we're gonna go over here to another land, Thailand, out of all places,
for use against U.S. forces in Colombia. But Bout denied the charges and predicted an acquittal. In 2011, again, Bout was convicted by a jury at a federal court in Manhattan of conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens and officials. So this man is a known, he got clientele. This man got plugs all up in Africa, Eastern Europe, in the Middle East. He's known for conspiring already in Thailand, arrested. He wants to kill U.S. citizens and officials. Y'all going to trade this plague of evil for Brittany Griner, a woman beater, right?
A weed smoking woman.
A weed smoker that just play basketball for this guy?
Yep.
Like, you got to look at it politically, man. That's not a smart move.
Yep. No, this is the crazy. I have to say it. I have to bring it up. For a country, because they're trying to pass this one law right now dealing with your AR pistols, but for a country that is so big on gun violence and passing sanctions on gun laws, you shouldn't want a person out there transporting guns.
Right.
But yet, you'll care about guns around the world, but you care. It's just nonsense. The hypocrites and the idioticness that our people do. I ain't going to say our people, that the government does. The U.S. Keep reading because that next part is powerful right there.
In 2011, Bout was convicted by a jury at a federal court in Manhattan of conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens and officials, delivery of anti-aircraft missiles.
What?
This man have anti-aircraft missiles, and you trading them for a basketball player?
You know what that is? You know how big those are? You know how big of a ship you got to have to even transport those? A person ain't going to him talking about, I want 2 missiles. Can I get 2 missiles? No, they need a fleet of missiles because they trying to take down airplanes, anti-air missiles that go in the air and knock planes out the sky. But hey, man, let's keep going.
And providing aid to terrorist organizations, he was sentenced to the minimum 25 years imprisonment because the crime was due to the sting operation from 2012 until 2022. Bout was held at the U.S. State's Penitentiary, Marion, before being released in a prisoner exchange for American basketball player Brittney "Smokey" beat a woman Griner. Bout had served over 14 years in prison before his release in December 2022.
So all he did is got early release. That's all that was.
And right now, we're about to celebrate the Feast of Dedication. The Russians are about to celebrate the Feast of Dedication for Victor Bout.
Yep.
How their superstar, their champion, is about to be dedicated back to Mother Russia. So we're going to continue right back to, now we know who Victor Bout is, we're going to continue right back to the article. A Russian arms dealer nicknamed the Merchant of Death, who had been in American custody at the United States Penitentiary near Marion, Illinois. The WNBA star was arrested in February in Moscow after cannabis oil was found in her bag, which she claimed was an honest mistake. Now we're going to continue reading because Mr. Donald Trump, he got things he got to say about this. All right, we're going to read a little bit about it. I'm not even going to comment on that. Griner was sentenced to 9 years in prison and sent to IK2, an infamous Russian penal colony near Yavis, about 300 miles southeast of Moscow. On this Truth social website, Trump wrote, the Trump administration got 58 hostages released from hostile countries without paying any money or giving up anything. That is something. But in numbers and lack of remuneration, that has never been done before any other administration. The America-hating basketball player for the Merchant of Death, especially when the former Marine is not even included, is a one-sided disaster and a big win for Russia. Family, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with Donald Trump. Now, don't get me wrong. Donald Trump is the devil. He going to captivity. He going to be in Captain Shamshuan's backyard in his plantation in the kingdom of heaven. But right now, Donald Trump is saying some facts right now. He's saying some facts right now because if we in our nation and we got Nebuchadnezzar, Pharaoh, Haman, Cyrus, all of these heavy hitters, Alexander the Greek, Pontius Pilate, we got all of them locked up in the nation of Israel, and we know these guys terrorize our people in the scriptures.
Yep.
And they want us to give them back their superstars to come destroy us. And we get R. Kelly, right? We get somebody like that who continually breaking the commandments of the Lord.
Yep.
Somebody who's messing out little women, beat women like Brittany Griner. Is that a smart political move? We gotta be honest. Is that a smart political move? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Donald Trump is speaking facts. What was America thinking? Put a 1. We got the ones already. They just gave him a reward.
Yeah.
Put that 1 in that chat. And see, Benjamin Israel said it wise, man. Benjamin Israel hit it right on the money. Shalom, family. Putin's going to use that man. Why is he? Yes, because Putin is going to bring back the USSR. He's going to bring it back, hopefully. Yep. And when he brings it back, guess what? Guess what? Anybody know prophecy? Guess what's going to happen next? America's going to be destroyed, and what happens with us? We go back home. We're going to put the Russians into captivity, right? He's speaking Babylonian facts. That's right. Shout out my sister Kwanai. Right? They get their star hitter. They blow up America. We go back home. Simple. But in Esau's aspect, as an American, that's not a smart move. That's not a smart move. They're trying to let her stay over there so she can keep her hands to herself and keep Russia's Stephen Curry locked up. That's what they should have done.
It's wild, though. It is wild.
Right.
You literally free a person for marijuana. For marijuana. And there's people over here still locked up for marijuana. You broke a law somewhere. You say, you know what? We don't care that they broke their law. That's an American. We're going to bring them home.
Right.
Now, if that was a straight person, you think they would have did that?
Listen. She was over here trying to be a man, right? Men are willing to die about their nation. Right now, she's not even claiming to be an Israelite.
That part.
Right? You claim to be American, right? You should be willing to die for your nation like a man, fight for your nation like a man, be locked up in the cold like a man.
Yep.
Because a man would die for his nation. A man would die for his people. We'll take the charge. Listen, for the nation of Israel, Captain Shamshuan will be locked up in Mount Everest if he has to.
Yep.
Right? He'll be locked up in Mount Everest if he have to.
I figure how to get out
because we know the requirements of a man. We got to fight for our people. And if you want to be a man, shoot, stay over there. You didn't need Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden to come save you.
Nope.
You shall stay in that colony and take the L as a man because that's what you want to be.
When you do the crime, you got to do the time. What happened to that?
You got to do the time.
What happened to that?
What happened to what's the acronym? The pronouns him and he.
They,
right, she's him and he. She shall take her him and he self and stay locked up in Russia.
That's it.
Right now, America gonna take the L because of this. She was going to be a 7-foot lesbian in a woman's prison. She would have been perfectly exactly.
Yeah,
brother hit it. Bun to Zion, you hit it right on the money. She would have been locked up with other women. She's already a homosexual.
You could have
7
all that
foot
free stuff.
People, listen. Women love tall people. You don't matter if you look like a tree. They love tall people. You have been in the kingdom of heaven over there, and guess what? You have been doing that for your nation, America. You have been doing it for them. So we're gonna go right back real quick. Even the soldiers.
Benjamin, but check this out for them because he said this. Even the soldiers that left behind, but I think this was also a political move to sway Americans in his favor. Any smart American will tell you that was idiotic for that trade. That's like saying I got a basketball team. I'm gonna give somebody LeBron, and you give me one of your bench players that ain't played yet. They don't got no time. That don't make no sense, dude. You don't make no trade like that. Like you said, that's a Stephen Curry.
Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Beverly?
Yeah, he trash.
See, I don't know basketball and sports like that. But that's like LeBron for a 10th grader that's at a bad school. I don't know. It's just nonsense, man. Anybody who think that was a good trade is stupid.
Right, the brother said it's not idiotic, it's stupid. That's stupid. You're right. Because trust and believe, if we had Nebuchadnezzar one of them, R. Kelly's gonna stay locked up for the nation.
I don't get that.
I'm gonna send him a Nobel Peace Prize for representing his nation and locked up. To be real. All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue. Let me see where we left off. Outside the disaster. Okay, the America-hating basketball player for the Merchant of Death, especially when the former Marine is not even included, is a one-sided disaster and a big win for Russia. If I made that deal, the Dems would chant Russia, Russia, Russia. The former president ended. Griner's outspoken support for Black Lives Matter movement included her 2020 suggestion that the national anthem shouldn't be played before WNBA games, made her a controversial figure among the conservatives. Let me see this a little bit more. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Go on, family. Okay, come. All praises to the Most High God. So this is what we have on Brittany Griner. I actually wanted to play a little bit more about Victor Bout, because just like reading it, I'm like, yo, he got to be Esau's champion. He had to be Alexander the Greek or one of them in the past life. This man's accolade. I wanted to play just a little bit more of it, and then we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Then we're gonna talk a little bit about Mr. Kanye West, Mr. Jesus Walks.
And as the brother already said it's in the comment. There's a movie about this dude called The Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. I did a class talking about how art imitates life. They don't make these movies for no reason. Mm-hmm. They make these movies depicting people that they know about. And the same way how Nicolas Cage was out there selling guns to any and everybody, he didn't care. He did not care who he sold a gun to. If you had the money for it, I'm getting it for you. You need missiles, I got it coming. What you need? Hit me up. IG, Instagram, whatever.
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm there. That's this dude. This dude here from Russia is literally this kind of person. Whatever arms you need, he got you. Think about your local. I'm gonna say it. Y'all shouldn't be doing it no more. But you know how your local dope boy was. Well, yeah, I'm pulling up on you with it, and that's how he was. He pulling up on you in the big ship with all the weapons you need.
That's right.
You got the clip from the lady?
Come on, we're gonna play the clip right now. New mutual clip. Family, start putting on 1 or 2 in the chat if you can hear the video, so we'll know.
Oh, look at that. This person here said they about to target all along. Anybody over here, we taking them. Hey, I'm going to say this, though. I'm going to say Russia did do this. I saw a clip where they said Russia opened up them catacombs so you can see what's going on. You can see what's happening in them catacombs and who's painted there. Oh, and just tidbit, I flew through Russia when I went to Israel. Mm-hmm. They wanted that $300 stamp to walk into Russia. I said, you can keep it. I'll go ahead wait in this airport. Me and some of my brothers, we waited there for an hour. We hopped on the next plane up out of there. But go ahead, play that for the people.
Come on.
You muted me?
Yeah, I muted.
All right.
A whole fleet of military aircrafts.
You unmuted yourself?
Yeah, I'm muted. A whole fleet of military aircrafts. Remember earlier I said that he had like airplane missiles, right? Let me go to the scripture real quick, Cat. Real quick. It's not playing. Mm-hmm. For the 2, bless you, brothers. I was wanting to visit Israel. 1 second. Yeah, I just paused it right now. Family, is the video playing? Put a 1 in the chat if the video was playing. If you heard the audio. Put a 1 in the chat if the video was playing. If the sound was good. Okay, you can see we're not here. Okay, give me 1 second. Matter of fact, I could probably send you the link on the private chat, and then you could play it from your side. I had all the requirements up. Give me 1 second. Like I said, share the link, Israel. Share the link. Share the link. We're about to talk about Kanye West right after this. Share the link. Share the link. All right. You should be able to see it. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Did you mute the video? That's why I wasn't playing.
No, it had full audio.
Let me go ahead, share my screen. All right, family. You muted? All right, family. About to share my screen real quick. Chrome tab. Which one is it?
This one.
Top one.
You see?
Yeah,
it's that one. Yeah.
All right,
you gotta share your screen.
I'm sharing it.
It's not showing up right here. You got to share it on. Okay, there it is.
Oh yeah, there you go. Y'all ready, family? About to play it. Start from the top.
Go ahead.
With the CBS News investigative unit, and she joins us now with more on the other prisoner involved in today's swap, Victor Boot. Hi there, Pat. So give us a bit more background here. Who exactly is Victor Boot, and why was he in U.S. custody?
Well, I started a number of years ago. CBS was investigating Victor Boot with the DEA and was initially involved in their sting operation. He was known as the Merchant of Death because he had all these military, a whole fleet of military Soviet aircraft that he had bought up after the fall of the Soviet Union, and was supplying arms, transporting them, and selling them all around the world to supply rebels.
Stop real quick. So this is the part that I wanted to stress out real quick. Right? We're going to go to the scriptures real quick. I ain't pull out too many scriptures today, family, so you can't stone me. You can't say the Levites are going off. Nothing, because we got to go through the scriptures real quick. Because I made this statement earlier, right? And I'm going to prove it through the Bible, through the power of the Most High God and His beloved Son, Yahushua. Because what's going on, like the brothers saying, all these things are being orchestrated by the Most High God, right? It's being orchestrated by the hand of the Most High God. And we're going to see what the Most High God is doing real quick. Because we could be seeing parts of prophecy falling right into play right before our eyes.
Yep.
Because we know prophecy don't take place right away. When the Most High gave Daniel these visions in Daniel chapter 2, 7, 8, and etc., these things did not happen like this. These are things that took place 100 years later, 200 years later. A lot of things in Daniel 8 don't take place until the book of Maccabees, 1st and 2nd chapter. So a lot of these things are not going to happen right away. It's going to take certain events to happen, the right pieces, the right people, the right things being done for prophecy to take place.
Yep.
So this is why you got to pay attention, watch, and therefore and pray always. So we're going to read the scripture real quick. Matter of fact, you got it.
I got it.
Okay.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Most High. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
So the king's heart, that's talking about his mind, is in the hand of the Most High. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So your heart is your mind. The Most High's hand is on your mind. Whatever you think you're going to do is not what you're doing. It's the Most High making you do this, do that, do this to make certain events happen to take place on the earth.
Yep.
You got to look at it as a movie. The Most High got trillions of movies going on all at once right now. Shout out to my fellow brother in Atlanta that brought out this example. The Most High God is orchestrating all of these things on the earth and having all these little events take place to make certain things happen, like especially like prophecy. So the king's heart is in the hand of the Most High God. So how is the Most High's hand is in the mind of these leaders? We're going to show you an example in the scriptures, and then we're going to go into what the Most High is trying to do. We're going to read Daniel chapter 10. I'm going to give you a perfect example of Daniel chapter 10. I'm going to read it. You don't get precepts like this anywhere in South Florida but to Bring It Out show. You're not going to get it anywhere else in South Florida but the Bring It Out show. That's why you got to share the link, Israel. Go ahead. I want you to read Daniel chapter 10. I want you to start from verse. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let me see where we can start off at.
Oh, one sec. What the hell is that? Oh man, I charge that song.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna start from right here.
We're gonna start at Daniel.
Start from verse 11.
10 and 11.
Matter of fact, no. Matter of fact, we're gonna start from the context. Everybody get the understanding. I want you to start from verse 4. We're gonna skip down.
All right, Daniel chapter 10 and verse 4. And in the 4th and 20th day of the first month, as I was by the side of a great river, which is in Hiddekel, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like a color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
So this person is an angel coming from the Most High God. I want you to get 2 Chronicles 18:18 ready for me. Because we're going through the scriptures for a reason, because you got to understand what the Most High God is doing. You got to understand how he's doing it too. So this is an angel of the Most High God presenting himself to Daniel. If I remember correctly, it's Gabriel, if I remember correctly. He's presenting himself to Daniel. And we're going to see what he's going to say to Daniel and what he's about to do. Because this is what's going on right now. Because you have to be intellectually and politically stupid to make a move like that. You have to be politically stupid. It's like you letting go somebody who blew up California and trade him for somebody who's a dang weed drug dealer at the corner store from an enemy country. You have to be stupid. Or it could be the hands of the Most High at work right now to make something take place. Go ahead. I want you to go ahead and read for me. Matter of fact, I want you to drop down to verse 10.
All right, Daniel chapter 10 and verse 10.
So we know that this is an angelic being talking to Daniel. Go ahead.
And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I have speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken these words unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy power, thy words were heard, and I have come for thy words.
All right, now this is the key part, verse 13.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia.
The prince of the kingdom of Persia. Who's this prince is? The prince is the ruler, the king of Persia. All right, this is the angelic being talking about the king of Persia, the ruler of Persia. And remember what Proverbs 21 says, the hand of the Most High is where? The hand of the Most High is on the heart of the king. He turn it whatsoever he will. So we're going to see what the angelic beings are doing in the back end. So when you see these political powers over these nations are doing moves like this, they're especially doing stupid moves. It's not them that's doing it. It's the Most High sending these spirits out to influence them to make certain things take place. That's what the Most High is doing. This is a perfect example. We're going to get one more example. Then we're going to go right into the prophecy. We're going to go right back to the video. Go ahead.
But Daniel 10 and 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me.
So he withstood him. He's trying to influence them to make a certain event happen, because we know Persia, I believe Persia is up next for power during this time. I don't believe he was taken out of Babylon yet in Daniel chapter 10. Go ahead.
Withstood me.
He withstood him. Go ahead.
1 and 20 days. But lo, Michael.
But who?
But Michael.
But we know Michael is one of the archangels, one of a spiritual being that stands before the Most High God, and did what?
One of the chief princes came to help me.
Came to who? What?
Help me.
So what do you think he was doing? You think he was out there fighting, doing swordplay? This angel and Michael with the Prince of Persia? No, they were sent out to influence them to do something, to do the will of the Most High God, to make an event take place. And this is what most likely happened to Joe Biden, because everybody right now in this cabinet probably saying, like, why did you do that? You should have been a night court sleeping in the office to make a decision like this. Go ahead.
Came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days.
So the angel came to give him more understanding of what would happen according to prophecy, because after the Babylonians came into power, the Persians were up next. So the Most High sent his angels to go influence them to make these things take place. So we're going to get one more example. 2 Chronicles 18:18.
2 Chronicles chapter 18 and verse 18.
Family, like I said, family, you have your pen and paper, because these are the scriptures that you need. Get the pen and paper, because this is the scriptures you need. 2 Chronicles 18:18. We're going to get one more example of the Most High God using spirits to go influence to make events take place. And then we're going to see what is he trying to make happen. Go ahead.
Again, he said, therefore, hear the words of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Most High sitting upon his throne.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Con, I'm just making sure the visual is there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
All right, Con, all praise. Go ahead.
2 Chronicles 18:18.
Uh-huh.
Again, he said, therefore, hear the words of the Most High.
Uh-huh.
I saw the Most High sitting upon his throne.
So this is a prophet. I believe his name is Micah, if I remember correctly. Not the prophet Micah, but a brother named Micah or Micaiah. He's seeing a vision of the Most High God sitting upon his throne in the spiritual realm. Go ahead.
And all the hosts of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left.
So he see the angelic beings and he see the demonic beings. That's in the spiritual realm. Those that influence for positive, those that influence for negative things. Those that's a lying spirit, death spirit, wrathful spirit, spirit of covetousness, spirit of bravery, courage, faith, love, and etc. See all these spirits in this vision. So let's examine. Go ahead.
And the Most High said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel?
The who?
King of Israel.
So remember what the prophet said, the hand of the Most High is on the heart of who? The king. And he do what with it? He make it go wherever he wanted to go. And we're seeing exactly how the Most High is doing it and what's going on right now. Go ahead.
That he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead.
So the Most High is basically having a meeting to these spirits. Who can make this king of Israel die at this location? Who can make it happen? So we're seeing how these things take place in the spiritual realm. Go ahead.
And one spake saying after this manner.
One said, let's do it in a hurricane. Let's do it in a wildfire. Go ahead.
And another saying after that manner.
Let's make his wife leave him. Maybe he might, commit suicide. I don't know. Go ahead.
Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Most High.
That he's going to do what?
And said, I will entice him.
He will do what?
I will entice him.
What does entice mean? To convince, to manipulate, right? To sway, to allure to go do something. This is what we saw in Daniel's. This is what we see going on earth right now. Go ahead.
And the Most High said unto him, wherewith?
How are you going to do it? Go ahead.
And he said, I will go out and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Most High said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so.
So we see that this angel is going to manifest itself as a lying spirit to convince Ahab's prophets to make him die tomorrow at Ramoth Gilead. So this is how the Most High controls things, man. So when you see these things happening, you got to understand this is what's going on in the spiritual realm. Don't look at it with carnal eyes. You got to look at it with divine eyes, right? Spiritual eyes, because this is what's going on. So let's see what the Most High is trying to do. We're going to come right back, Cap. So where
we going?
We're going to go to Ezekiel 38. We're probably going to read the first. We're going to read verse 2 to verse 4. Yeah, Ezekiel 38, verse 2 to 4, and we're going to go right back to the footage. Like I said, we got to go through the scripture, fam. We got to give it the spiritual bread. Some of y'all was eating that $5 footlong from Subway. You got to get the spiritual food. You got to get the spiritual lamp. Ezekiel 38,
2 through 4. Right.
Chapter 2 to verse 4.
Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog.
Set his face against what?
Gog. In the land of Magog.
In the land of who?
Magog.
Gog is the ruler in the land of Magog. The modern day land for Magog is Russia, right? Meshach is the modern day is the ancient name for Moscow. Anybody want to get a full understanding? Watch our Ezekiel 38 breakdown on the main D-Lock Zion channel. Should be in the prophecy playlist. Go ahead.
The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal and prophecy against him and prophesy against him and say, thus says the Most High Power. Behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back.
So this takes place after we delivered, when Russia destroys America, will all of America's allies turn their back on the war. So the Most High say, I will turn thee back and do what?
And put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth.
So the Most High says, I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. He's going to bring them back to their former glory. What was Russia's former glory? When they were the USSR. And what was Victor Bout's former status? Affiliated with what? The USSR. The Soviet Union. That's what he was affiliated with. So you got to see what's going on. So let's go right back. Cap, you got the floor.
The crazy part is when you say that, They got a movie called Red. I know everything I say is not a movie, but boy, arts imitates life, man. I tell you. And Red Dawn been playing lately on the TV. If you don't know what Red Dawn is where Russia came through America and they dropped some troops off in a old backyard town and tried taking over the states from inside. But I digress. Let's jump back to this video.
Let's jump right into it. Go ahead.
Boom. Yeah, I'm up.
And different military juntas in South America and in Africa. And there was a very big concern because of all the people that were being maimed and died because of the weapons that he had supplied these military people. So there was a big round table with Juan Zarate, who was with the White House at the time under President Bush. And they were sitting around the table with the DEA, and Juan Zarate said to the DEA, "Bring me Victor Boot. He is the one that I would like to have brought to justice." And the DEA devised a sting operation where they had not an undercover, but an informant that was Spanish speaking. And he portrayed a FARC, a Colombian terrorist, and pretended that he was looking to buy arms.
That boy lost a lot of weight.
Boot. And Victor Boot bit on it. And
you see that? That's the same dude. He lost a lot of weight. So what have they been doing to him?
They tried to get him to various countries to do the operation, to sell the arms, because they needed to have him in a country where they could extradite him. They finally, after months and months, convinced Boot to leave Moscow and to come to Thailand. Thailand was picked again because... Believe it or not, this is like word for word, damn near in Wikipedia.
Right.
So the extradition treaty that we have with them. And they had a meeting, and he agreed to supply hundreds of surface-to-air missiles.
The Wikipedia didn't tell us that.
Various,
they ain't say the numbers,
right? To this,
but it says anti-air missiles. But we know it ain't two. You know it had to be a guap.
Person that was imposting, an imposter, pretending he was with the FARC of Colombia, South America. And when that deal was made, it was recorded by DEA agents who surrounded the building. They went in and arrested him along with the Thai police officers, brought him to the United States through an extradition, after an extradition hearing. And then he... I got to stop it there because it's about to end. Because that's the crazy part. Why you have to set a sting up on someone when you know he's doing wrong?
Right.
You know what the man does. Y'all done bought weapons from him. You done help sell weapons to him to sell to somebody else. So you know what he is doing. Oh, but we got to go ahead and trick him so he can get weapons to us. Man, come on, man.
They're trying to do what they did with Osama bin Laden.
Come on, man.
But they know Mr. Putin was playing that. Pooh Shiesty wasn't going to play that. All right, so we're going to do it. We're going to go on a quick break. And we're going to go right into Mr. Jesus Walk Kanye West, man. Mr. DEFCON 4 himself. We're going to go into that interview. We're going to examine some of the things he said and go through the scriptures with it. DJ Baruch, you up?
Yeah. I say we living in Torah and what it do. Yeah. Yo, who the Tell me what you doing, man. We moving for you, man. Yeah, I see the vision, so the father had to break the chain. Keep it going, no problem, man. Will it have swinging? See what we singing? You don't think the shot is all of my body. Your roots is the dope, so we moving with no doubt. Here we bad fruit, plant a seed, watch it grow. We do it for the love. Ain't nobody chasing clout. Ain't no getting up. We turn up to the back. Open book, you can check the roof back. Do good time, spread love with these facts. Move in the light, so it's light on track. Couldn't see enough, you who the lumberjack. Don't sound the trumpet, them Hebrews back. Watchmen on the wall, the whole battle back. Ain't no stopping that, ain't no stopping that, Then I guess I'm tripping, I'm with the trap, they tripping too. I'm glad I'm tripped up in it too. They say I'm tripping with fold. I'm talking about that long money that don't never mold. And haters mad. Came up and I did it all at the same time. I said give all, I receive all. So right now my life ain't mine. I'm off the block like a running back. I got the bag, no honey say. My soul got insurance. My money spills where the kids at. You got me ready to flip it. Represent my nation, no elected. This fruit's meat for repentance. No labels, no gimmicks. Haters, purple critters, faking. They don't put in work. Judas fire, double tick. I kick them out, they feelings hurt. Haters mad when the warrior winning. Yeah, I'm headed to a golden state. They gave me lemons, they mad now. Let me ring power, my dinner plate. No birds made, no cash money, no young money. This real money, kingdom money, long money, old money. Matthew 620. Man, hold up. I got the bag. I got the bag. Yeah. I got the bag. Yeah.
See, I got the bag, no money, and we'll set it up, so don't be mad that
All right, family. We back at it. We about to go ahead and dive into it real quick. We about to dive into this Kanye on Clubhouse. Let's go ahead drop it for him.
All praises be to the Most High God. All praises to the Most High God, man. Right into it, just for the new family that just got in there. This interview took place, I believe, Saturday afternoon. It was hosted by a brother named Whack 100. He's I don't know if you know him. You probably know a little bit more about him, do you? Whack 100?
Not too much. I know he no, I don't know a lot about him.
Whack 100 is a very known brother for doing a lot of podcasts. I believe he did managing for a lot of artists and etc. too as well, right? Whack 100.
Whack.
And
that's all I can say.
And he was able to get a fellow brother in the Israelite community by the name of Captain Tazariak, right? And we're gonna show you a little bit about the brothers. Everybody know who we're talking about. 1 second.
There you go. Right.
There you go. That's a good picture right there. That'll be the brother right there. The brother on the right, Captain Tazariak, with the Israelite gear studded out. That'll be brother Captain Tazariak, straight out of the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. He did a powerful interview with the brother. He got a little, he squeezed in a little information from Kanye West. And ultimately, it looks good on all of us because at the end of the day, they don't discriminate. Oh, this is this camp. This is this camp. That's this organization. That's this organization. Their elders is this. Their elders wear purple, and except they don't give a damn about that in the world. They look at it as a collective. Okay, this is the Hebrew Israelites speaking to Kanye West, and that's how we should look at it as well. So, you ready, Cap?
Let's play it.
All right, come on. Let me mute you real quick. Family, mute that. Family, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the video because we're gonna be going through different timestamps. We're gonna do some commentary on it. All right. Also, if you want to watch the full video, you can go to Cross the Line Radio. That's the brother Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazov, the UPK. That's their show. You'll be able to see the full link for this video as well. So we're actually going to skip to the more important parts of the video. So can you hear the audio, family? Because we do not want to play just to replay, just to play and replay. Can you hear the audio? I want in the chat if you can hear the audio, family. You not hearing it? What's going on?
You got the mute.
No,
What's the volume at?
It's at 100.
No, that.
It's at 100.
Right.
Okay. Can I get some more ones in the chat, family? So we know that you could hear it. We don't want you to miss anything. You got to hear this. We don't want you to miss this. We're going to try again, family. It's like it. We're going to try again. We're going to play it right back. Let us know if you can hear it. Nope. Okay, come. We're going to have Captain Shamshwan play it off of his laptop. Give me one moment while we fix that.
Send it over to us, so y'all give us a moment.
Give us just a few seconds. Like I said, share the link, family. Share the link. You got to share that link.
It's playing, but y'all can't hear the audio, so we got to get the audio right.
Come on. I just sent it to you through the private chat.
All right, we just,
Come on.
All right. So I'm about to play it real quick. Ooh.
You ready?
Ooh, hold up.
Give me 1 second. Put you back up.
Let me share that. Oh, where is that? Stop sharing, present, share screen.
Give us 1 second. You got to play it right now.
Clubhouse, boots on the grind. Let's get it. Start from the beginning.
Come on, we're going to start from the beginning.
All right, here we go, family.
Put the volume up so I can hear it.
I'm talking about a lot of people feel like.
Oh, playback. I forgot to put it on. Playback.
What I'm saying, what a fact.
There you go. Everybody should be able to see it. All right, go ahead.
Oh, there we go.
Not one of these.
All right. Put a one in the chat if you can hear it. Put a one in the chat.
These are crazy, right?
Put a one in the chat if you can hear it.
You know, if you really look at the things that I'm talking about, a lot of people feel like
the ones in that chat.
So what's the crazy part? What I'm saying, or the fact that I'm willing to say it?
No, I definitely appreciate it.
Well, I guess we both crazy because I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, and I'm crazy too.
If I could add one part.
Yeah, that's Captain.
So you can start right now. So far, we see the room right now. This was a room that was open to the public. You had to pay to get in this room, so you couldn't just be anybody going into the room, boom, into the interview. No, you had to pay for the room. I believe it was about $20 or $50 to get into the room. You have WAC 100 currently right now talking. You got Captain Tazaryak on the top, and Kanye West. His name is Ye on the blue avatar in the chat. So this is not fake news, Israel. So go ahead.
Appreciate it,
brother.
God bless.
Hey, God bless you too, brother. I think that was a beautiful question, and what I wanted to ask you, do you think they intentionally misunderstand you, so then that everyone else would then also be able to begin to misunderstand you? So when you start doing things that are clearly intelligent thinking, people will already be predetermined to, okay, Kanye is just crazy, so we just start ignoring him. Like, what do you think of that?
I gotta say, God bless Kyrie, because he never had an MK Ultra Canadian intelligence trainer that was connected to multiple celebrity mental health and deaths, from Aaron Carter to old girl from Clueless,
her husband.
So what I'm saying is, Kyrie showed you the energy of change that can happen just by two of us standing on something we believe in at one time. How many times it was only me at the telethon, only me at running on stage saying this is the best video, only me, you know what I'm saying? And this is the first time he's like, man, I know y'all got Ye pegged this crazy, but look at this documentary right here, which, mind you, is still up on Amazon.
So stop.
Ain't nobody. So
we see that Kanye West is already shouting at Kyrie, right? He's standing firm on what he said, and he's still referencing the Hebrews and Negroes video. He's not saying that all Jewish people should die. He's saying it's still there, right? The man stood firm. He stood firm for what he believed in, and that goes into what we said last week.
Yep.
A lot of us in this truth, you know, we don't make 300, 400,000. Let me tell you something. The nation of Israel, no matter how much houses you get, credit, business credit, whatever, over 80% of the nation of Israel, matter of fact, 40% of the nation of Israel, and the truth, will never touch 6 figures. That'll never happen because the Most High didn't send us for this. But this brother, he went past 6 figures, 7 figures, and he stand firm for the word of the Most High God. So we gotta give the brother a shout out, man. Shout out to Kanye West. We pray, we repent, and put on the fringes, but continue playing.
Talk to old boy. Ain't nobody talk to Bezos or who the new CEO is on Amazon. So it's like we're starting to realize that was that one moment. And Kyrie, he really took that hit not on my behalf, but on our behalf and on God's people's behalf. That you got to see what happened. Not.
I think we got a comment on that, Cat.
Oh, how he said it like that?
Yeah, you gotta pay attention to what he's saying. He said, I didn't do it just for him. He didn't do it for him. He did it for you. He did it on the behalf of the Most High God. Because there's a scripture that comes to mind. It's Psalms 94:16. It says, who shall rise up for me against the evildoers? Mm-hmm. That's the scripture right there. Who's gonna rise up? Who's gonna rise up? Because these two brothers shook the earth, man, the Jewish community, man. They waged war in Amalek with just few words. Go ahead, Blake.
That we was directed by Disney. And it's like, oh man, they came together on this thing I'm watching on HBO or Hulu or Disney. But in real life, that people would take a financial sacrifice for the truth, because the truth will set us free.
Let's get that scripture, man. Let's get that scripture. Get John 8:32. You already got your screen share. Let's get John 8:32. You want to read it from your screen, or you want me to get
John chapter 8, verse 32.
Go ahead.
Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, will make you free.
So what's the truth that we need? The truth that we need is our identity, who we are. A lot of times brothers say talking about they the home of the truth. It's not talking about the understanding, it's talking about your identity and who you are. That's what the truth is. Once we get that, it's gonna set us free. And the brother continually, he's not recanting nothing right now.
Nope.
Saying, yo, it's on Hulu, it's on Amazon, go check it out. They stood firm for the Most High. How many of you are gonna stand firm for the Most High? Go ahead.
Who will stand up for me against the evildoers? Let's go.
Who is Phil Knight? Ain't nobody exploited nobody more than Phil Knight.
So stop. We're gonna continue dropping timestamps, fam. Like I said, the video. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the video in the chat so everybody can have quick access to it before the end of the class. But I want you to go to the 21-minute mark, about 20 minutes and about 50 seconds mark. We're gonna skip because Kanye says a lot of things, and we're gonna get to the part of how he got into this understanding.
Too much is right every time. So, and I still have the ability to speak, and that's why I did this morning, because the last thing I need to do is stop expressing myself, because God put me in this position to express myself.
That's right. He has to stop expressing himself. And that's something he's saying. He got to work on that, because he'll go on a tangent and start talking, but he knows that about himself.
Right. He's like your drunk uncle at the barbecue. He's like your drunk uncle at the barbecue.
That's going to talk to you.
Shut up, right?
So, but the thing is, he understands. He points out his flaws. The rest of us need to learn how to point out our own flaws, so we don't have to worry about another person telling us. They can just help us on that journey.
Right.
So I'm saying my pattern recognition says that looks like there's sacrifices to major black celebrities in Hollywood.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Cap.
I appreciate it. I had a question, right? I've followed you like from your first album up until now. On your first album, you had songs like Spaceship, you had Jesus Walks. Even in your song, The Last Call, which I still play when I work out, you said, I played Jesus Walks for me and they wouldn't sign me. And so now when you fast forward to 2022, you're extremely active with your belief.
Right.
Is this something that you wanted to do back then, but you felt like maybe either the masses wasn't prepared for it or would be held back, and now you feel like you're in a position to bring it forth? Because I'm a fellow believer in Christ as well. Like, what made that change come to where you push it the way that you push it?
Jesus will break you down, and I would like to not be one of them cliche Christians that only call on God on Easter or when they at their lowest moment, but it would feel like all those man-made possessions were taken away from me. And what I want to say, we're talking about the accounts being frozen. That ain't got nothing to do with Jewish people. It has to do with the fact that I went on Drink Champs drinking and bragging about not serving Christ. If I say, I buy a girl a house, that ain't what Christ want me to say, or want me to say with the money that he provided.
So let's analyze what he said. So he said the reason why he lost his money is he's not putting it all on the Jews. Neither do we say the reason why we're not ruling the earth is because of white people.
Nope.
It's because of our own self-destruction. That's what he's saying right there. It's not because of them. It's because he's not living the way Yahweh ordered for us to live. And that's the same reason why we're all in totality in captivity. Because we're not living the way Yahweh taught us through the Most High God, how we're supposed to live on earth, how we're supposed to deal with each other. So what he said was accurate. So brothers don't get hyped and say, oh yeah, he cooned out. No, he didn't coon out because what he said was true. And pay attention to how Tazariak is asking them these questions. That's how you ask people in this stature questions. Some of you in this, while I've been in this position, say, do you hate the white man? Yes or no? Is Esau going to die? Yes or no, about 5 times. This is how you politically ask questions to somebody of this stature, especially in that type of platform.
Diplomatic.
Right.
Because to get that to be worth $11 billion, that's God. And God had to sit me back and Job me and put me in that well for a bit until I told the world and used this position to say, Jesus is king. There is only one way. If you ain't talking about Jesus, you wrong and you can't lead. You can't lead. Now you get some suggestions. You can work on this contract, but you can't lead. You can't lead until you follow. And until you follow the truth and the way. And that is Jesus Christ.
So let's pause right there. So Kanye West is going to go into a tangent for a good while. So what we're going to do is skip to when Tazariak re-asks him the question again and how he came into this knowledge.
Pause. And as you said, and as I'm reading the comments, one of them dudes said, don't change your comment now. Really, dude? But that's what I'm saying. You got to pay attention to what the man is saying. Mm-hmm. The man is hitting you with fire, man. Keep going or skip?
I want you to skip to the 27-minute mark at 50 seconds. So we're going to skip because Kanye West goes into a tangent. For some reason, he could talk like a drunk uncle at a barbecue. But we're going to skip right into the point.
Disagree. But he has done a lot. You know, this stuff is like funny to me. I'm one of these people that you can tell obviously likes the sound of their own voice. And by the sounds of being the top 5 streaming artist of all time without no album out, hundreds of millions of other people do too. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, somewhat that answered my question.
Okay.
Now, my next question.
Wait a second. He didn't sound energized on that though. I want you
no.
Get him, Yay. Get him, Yay.
No. I want to do a follow-up.
Oh, shit, y'all.
I want to do a follow-up, but I know I am going to ask you.
No, do the follow-up because I want your energy level high.
Okay, so my follow-up, I follow like the Israelite belief. And so the reason why I asked you that question about your path is because I love that journey. I see you're switching. And then from watching the Drink Champs video, you made a statement to say that, we're the Jews too. So like, where did that part come from? Was it something that you learned from like the Jewish people? Or is this something that you learned from your own side? And where do you intend to take that part?
You about to say it.
When I went on Alex Jones, is interesting. He talked about this. It's so funny. You wouldn't expect Alex Jones to specifically back up that thought and that theory. I would read the Bible. I'm looking at the location of the Bible. And I wouldn't visited Buju Banton, and I'm getting different people's perspectives.
So you try to shed some light about Buju Banton.
Yeah, Buju Banton, no, he's an Israelite.
Right.
He had a little rant going on talking about the 12 tribes. He said the 12 tribes of Judah, but you feel me? He understand who he is. The same way Kodak understand, Wyclef Jean understand. These artists know who they are, but it's taboo to talk about it. A lot of them got songs talking about Israel, but they know we can't put that mainstream. I sell that underground. But Buju Banton understand who he is. And that's why he threw that name out there. He could have threw any other name, but he said that name because Buju Banton, you can find a clip of this dude talking about Israel, that he's a child of Israel.
I have my boy Mickey Halsted also shares these same beliefs. And my question is, why are we the only people that don't have a flag? Well, obviously, our existence was erased. Those slave ships was real, bro.
Y'all heard that, right? Them slave ships are real, bro.
You know, we are the Jew, and they are Jewish, like that of a Jew.
How can you not get around that? We're the Jew, and they're Jewish, like that of a Jew.
That? Who says that no more?
We know who says that. Everybody knows who say that.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you wanted to hear that? I'm already canceled, right? So I can say stuff like that.
And he wanted to hear. He knew. Oh, that's what you wanted to hear me say. Yes, I know that. I'm counseled, so yes, I can say that.
But
everybody else ain't counseled, so they're not going to say that.
Let me get my favorite prophecy again in Deuteronomy. Everybody gonna know this book and chapter by heart, right? We're gonna go to my favorite prophecy real quick. Because what he said was he started to make those connections, and the Most High God said this would happen. I'm gonna read it real quick for the family on the chat real quick. We're gonna write back to it. We can finish it up. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30:1. And it shall come to pass when all these curses, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations. What's some of the things he said? The ships. What else did he say? The flags. All these things, right? He made a connection. We're here, right? Amongst the nations, like the scripture said. Go ahead. I was like you. Whether the Yahweh thy power has driven thee, and shall return unto Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. So that's what we see going on with him. That's the scripture coming to live in effect before our eyes right now. That these days we'll start making these connections. We'll start thinking like, okay, why is this happening? All right, boom, 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 boom. This happened to the Jews. Okay, we the people. This is talking about us. And we will come back and start trying to do what's right, man, in the eyes of the Most High. And this is why Kanye say, I'm already canceled. The jigs is up. I might as well just go full core with it. So this is what we see. This is Deuteronomy 30 coming to fruition before our eyes in his brother's life. Go ahead.
Oh, you got him back? All right.
Yeah, come on, go ahead.
To make sure, because it was important, even though we're not face to face, I heard in your voice that Timberland story that I tell all the damn time was not that funny to you. You was trying to get it to some like you was trying to get it to like a real conversation. We're trying to line up in front of the stadium right now. And people, my thing is, you know what? There are truths to the relationship. Stereotypes exist for a reason.
So Kanye's gonna go into another rant again, family. And you know, we see how he got I'm sorry?
That's it, right?
Yeah, Kanye. We see how Kanye made the connection that he's an Israelite. We see that the brother, you know, he's sincere. It seems like he's gonna go full core with it. And hopefully he find a school, he find a brother that'll mentor him and cultivate that spirit that the Most High is causing to flourish within him. Like I said, I'll post the full link of the interview in the chat. It's right there. Please take a look at it. You know, it's very powerful that we're seeing these things happen with our people, because as it happens, America is gonna fall. The Most High is going to continue causing prophecies to unfold before our eyes. And we pray that, you know, Victor Blount plays a big role with Russia being the USSR again, and play a big role with the Babylon the Great, right, being destroyed. And he sends a nice, shiny red Mother Russia, I'm back to Russia missile to Babylon the Great. That's what we pray for. Kat, you want to do closing statements?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the closing statements. All praise to the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, for truly his mercy endure forever. You see what's going on in Russia. You see they letting all these alphabet people out, but yet they can't let my brothers out that's over here in the States for the same minor charge of marijuana. Some states done passed marijuana, but yet and still they're locked up in these prison houses doing that year and a day. On Kanye, you see what's going on. The truth is out. The powerful Captain Tazaryak answered it and handled it like a diplomat, like they do Over there at ISUBK, when you become one of their captains, they're going to teach you how to do that. But that's a lot of schools, you feel me? Everybody ain't just out there rah when it comes to really breaking things down. Even here at the Light of Zion, we teach our captains and soldiers here to be diplomatic when they dealing with people. Everybody ain't going to take it. Everything ain't always about in the streets. When we on certain platforms, we know how to handle ourselves like gentlemen, I would say. And we know how to bring the scriptures to the forefront. But all praise to the Most High that this steam is picking up. We can't let the steam drop. We got to continue in this journey and continue keeping these commandments. That's what I got. What you got for him, Cap?
I would just say, family, this should be a motivator, man. Kanye West is waking up. A lot of our famous brothers are waking up and they're standing firm for his word. Do not let Kanye come into this truth. And some of you are still at home. Should I go out and go teach my people? Should I not? Should I go out and go do charity for our people? Should I not? Should I go establish schools here? Should I not? Should I stay at home with my rib? Should I not? You gotta, this should fire you up. Because there's 12,000 seats for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. And trust and believe, we're gonna fight for ours. I'm fighting for mine amongst the Levites. My captain here is fighting amongst the Judites. We fighting for those seats. Do not let Kanye come in and he take your seat, man. And you've been in this war longer than him. We esteem the brothers, man. We say again, shout out to the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. Y'all brothers keep pushing. And shout out to all our brothers throughout the four corners of the earth doing these things. And before we go, shout out to my sisters that's supporting us, man. Even though we be getting on y'all a lot of times, we thank you for your long suffering and everything you do for the nation of Israel, man. I want to say shalom to the nation of Israel. Like, share, and subscribe. All donations can go to D-Lot Zion via Cash App, $DLOZ. DJ Baruch, take us away.
That's who I think I am. Would it have been better if I had a song that said I am a nigga, or if I had a song that said I'm a gangster, or if I had a song that said I'm a pimp? All those colors of patinas look better on a person like me, right? But to say you are God, especially when you got shipped over to the country that you're in and your last name is a slave owner. How could you say that? How could you have that mentality?
Young Zion is rising. They don't want us to do what they shun in the movement, because they know we hold positions as judges and rulers. Every nation lies to us, all of them do it. Who don't like that? I know I'm a Jew. All of them Jewish. It ain't they fault, it's what they taught. Trust me, all of them clueless. Hairy like a bear's foot, no soul, barefoot. My shades dark and my tassels long. Is there a problem? Don't you dare look with that dear look. Nah, you never seen a God speaking with authority in the streets formally. I divorced the game, but this dame keeps calling me. Everywhere I go, she pop up. I think she's stalking me. Good thing Yeshaya by my side, and he walk with me. Conversations with angels, celestial beings. Ain't no rapture gonna take you. What scriptures you reading? You've been led astray, following leaders. They leading us wrong. We princes in heaven. You ain't never reading Psalms. We are God. We are God. My brother's a king, and my father is God. So when I say I'm a Jew, you know they look at me odd. All the Jewish people that's passing, they got their eyes on my tassels. They got questions, won't ask them because they afraid of the answers. Much like most of these pastors, they just talk what they talk. They don't give second thought because they not reading these scriptures. They just quoting the passage, and if you ask for the verse, they probably don't know the chapter. That mean they ain't even focused. How you don't know the chapter? Man, come on down from that pulpit, cause all you teaching is lies. How you leading the blind when you living in darkness? How you healing the sick when you need a doctor? Look at all of these creflos sitting in front of their dollars. Yeah, we know that you frontin' cause what you want is an Oscar. Acting like a messenger, messing with the words of God. That's Jonah Voth. Everybody wanna be us.
Yes, you forgot to hit it.
In the church, they be teaching that antinomianism. Flawless, not lawless. Flawless, not lawless. I'm just keeping the commandments. I can't call it. In my head, rap with my cyanide shirt on. If you out pushing this truth, get your work on. Flawless, not lawless. Flawless, not lawless. I'm just keeping the commandments. I can't call it. In my head, rap with my cyanide shirt on. If you out pushing this truth, get your work on. Flawless, not lawless. Flawless, not lawless. I'm just keeping the commandments. I can't call it. In my hair wrapped with my cyanide shirt on. If you out pushing this truth, get your work on. I'm calling all camps to Mount Sinai. SOT, AOC, and Count Wi-Fi. HOI, and believers of the way. I'm like Peter with the sword if unbelievers want to play. Written with an angel's finger on stone tablets. When it comes to these scriptures, I'm a known savage. I keep the laws and commandments in the statutes. No markings on my flesh, no tattoos. Replace my heart of stone and give me a heart of flesh.